Welcome to another episode of Over Easy. Meyers Glaros group, we're here in our cafe kitchen. It's been a while, so we're excited to welcome everyone back and feature our next guest, a local business owner, Cheryl Dornberg. Interestingly, we decided we suck as cooks. So we brought a real chef or a real cook who runs a business, does this for a living.
I'm Cheryl Dornberg and I am Mrs. Dornberg's Culinary Experience. I am based in Highland, Indiana, and I've been in business, about 27 years, and I've been teaching the last 10 years. So I teach cooking classes with the slant towards trying to get people to eat more healthy and choose better ingredients and things like that. And up until early 2020, I did mostly in-person classes, and now we've moved to mostly online, which actually has worked out very well because then you can cook in your own kitchen. I've also been able to expand out to helping individuals with health problems. So like if you go to the doctor and suddenly you've got diabetes and they give you this list of things that you're supposed to cook and you have no idea. So I'm trying to bridge the medical community and what you have to do at home.
Awesome.
Right, so it's that in between, because nutritionalists and dietitians are great, but they're busy and they're a little too clinical. So it's just to try to, my whole thing is cooking automatically makes us healthier. So even if you make the same high calorie, high fat thing, if you use your own ingredients and you make it at home, it's going to be better for you. So
awesome.
What are we making today?
Yeah, what are we making today?
So we're making a sweet potato black bean chili. So it's wintertime, it's cold, and we wanted something simple and something that most people would like. And most of the time chili, yes, we put meat and onions and things in there, but we can also add some other things in it to make it healthier. We did buy all our own ingredients. We didn't get a HelloFresh kit or something like that. So we're good, but not too many. So this is a very doable, what we call a pantry recipe. You probably have most of this stuff at home.
Right.
So what's the first thing that you do when you're faced with a new recipe?
Read the instructions?
Cry.
Bingo, read the recipe.
When you walked in here and saw our electric stovetop, did you freak out? I've always heard, is it better to use gas or
I
electric?
personally do not like electric.
Yeah.
I know it was a fire hazard or a building requirement to have electric when they built it out. So
Sure. Yeah, you can't put a gas line in
You could, but then you have to have the hood and all that stuff, right? Yes. Yeah.
and the insurance.
Yeah, you guys, you know all about that, right? Interestingly, I have gas at my, commercial kitchen, but I have electric at home, and I've had electric, for now, 30 years. So I like that because I actually can relate to people that come in with the electric, and when they give me the song and dance, well, I have an electric stove, and that isn't as good. It's what you make of it. Now this is actually the thing that's right here. They have this pot we're going to cook in, and this is a non-stick pan. Why do people buy non-stick? Why would you have the non-stick in?
To not have to use as much.
easier to clean?
Oh yeah, easier to clean.
Bingo. That's
We're
what
getting all the answers.
That's what people buy it for, because they don't want to clean up, right?
They don't want to let it soak in the
Right.
sink.
But then, what is one of the biggest problems what is the biggest thing challenges that people have when they're cooking? What do they say their food is missing?
Flavor?
Flavor, okay? So, now we have a discrepancy, because if we use the non-stick pan, we can't get a reaction with the metal, the oil, and the food, which is called a Maillard reaction. I'm a chemical engineer by degree, so a Maillard reaction, and so we don't get any flavor. So when we have a regular pan, a stainless pan, or a cast iron pan, that crud that gets on the bottom, that we all say, oh gosh, it's gonna be hard to clean, is actually beneficial. It's knowing what to do with that and to get it into the food, which gets it off the pan to make cleanup and your flavor.
I think I'm going to use a term that I think is correct. The crud that you say that's on the bottom is stainless or cast iron, is it fond?
Yeah. See, he's got a new boy. He's like, we don't have a whole lot of prep to do on here, but we do have to learn how to cut an onion. And then we're going to take our onion and we're doing some ground meat. We don't have to use ground meat, so I love this recipe because if you are vegan or vegetarian, you can make it without. So we have some onions over there. Let's get an onion.
Am I cutting this?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know who's cutting.
You got all the answers today, man. You're
Should I peel it first?
sour.
No, now you don't want to peel the onion first because it's kind of hard because it's round, right? You see how this onion rolls around?
Yep.
That we call advantage onion. The onion is going to move and it's going to get us. So we always want to try to get things flat. Right now we can't, but we will get it flat. So we have a stem end and we have a root end. Okay, the root end is where a lot of those gases are, and so if we can keep that on as long as possible, we'll have less of the tearing. So what you want to do is you want to cut this stem end off, okay? So you're gonna hold your knife like this, you see? Don't do this.
Nope.
It's a bad habit people have, okay? I'll show you this one. So then see how I just did that? See, I kept it on the board and I just came down.
You just came straight down.
Right, so
Okay.
you're facing that, okay. Now I see he's trying to be fancy with his
I would
little
say I
claw of his
don't like
hand.
to cut my fingers.
You know, and that's fine if you want to do that. I've never, in 30 years, I've never been able to really do that. So I just kind of like always know where my hands are.
And she
But-
does have all 5 fingers.
But, yeah,
Temple.
but see, I kind of do that, but I don't do quite as much. So if it's
Okay.
more comfortable to just do a little bit of a...
Yeah, I try to just go off the knuckle.
Yeah. There you go. Okay, now put it flat.
So flat like, oh, this,
Okay,
yeah.
so now see, now that's advantage chef, right? It's not gonna move.
Okay.
Then what I want you to do is cut the onion in half through the root. Okay, now you can peel. Because now, see, you have a handle, right? We have a handle, and we can just peel. Now, personally, I use all these peels, and I make my stock with that. So I actually don't waste all that stuff. You can use that. You don't have to use fresh onions or anything in your stock. You can actually use garbage. So,
Where you know?
yeah. To do this is going to be a little different. So you're going to be in front of your board. I'm going to kind of do this so you can see,
Yeah.
but you're going to be like this. And you're going to put your right-handed, right?
Yep.
So yeah, so you're going to put the root towards your left, okay? And then you're going to take this knife, and you have to be a little bit over the board, otherwise you'll be like this. You're going to come, and you're going to put, this is called a claw, so you just kind of lightly kind of put it on top.
Okay.
And then you're going to take this, and you're going to go this way, and you're going to stop, right, 3/4 of the way.
Okay.
And you see how we had that cut?
Yep.
Okay. Then we come up, and we do that again. Okay, so then we make, and the smaller you have of these, the smaller the pieces.
Yep, when you chop it.
And you see how nice and straight mine are?
Oh boy.
You know, most people have a downward. I'll tell you, I'll prepare you. So you might want to act like you're almost going up, and it might, you know. All right, so you do that other cut. Nice cutting board with that nice rubber. That's good. That's not too bad.
That's advantage chef right there too.
Yeah. I think he's trying to show off. Okay.
Never little up there. Oh, that's not much, but.
You know, people are afraid of that top one, and I think it's easier to do that one.
Really?
Like the truth, because there's less onion, right? So how did we do? We did pretty well.
Yeah.
Yes, you got it pretty straight. But now what you're going to do is you're going to come and you're going to bridge. So you're going to use your thumb and your middle finger. Okay. Then you're going to take this. You're going to start from away from you. You're going to take, and I choke up now, so I have more control of the knife.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take the tip with my hand. I'm going to take the tip and just go straight down. Okay.
Okay.
And then I'm going to let it drop. Okay, then we're gonna move it over, and we're gonna let it drop,
Okay.
okay?
So straight down.
And then maybe not so far. See how you're not getting that tip all the way down, you're kind of pushing it out the back.
So
There you go.
Hear it. Okay.
Correct. And then, yeah, and then use that finger to hold it. Your index finger. Yeah, perfect. So now we have all those cuts, and see we're relatively together, and we're not crying. Notice we're not crying. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take this in front, you're going to hold back here. You'll probably do this, but well, you're going to hold it. Then you put that tip way out in front, and then you're going to come down through the onion, but you're going to push. Okay?
Okay.
Because if you try to just come like this, it's like no momentum. So you have to, see?
So push down and
See?
slide forward.
And we try to not have that lift. Now, when you get here, it gets a little hard, and especially, I know you're want those fingers to stay in place, so you know. So what we can do is we can then take this and go down.
Okay.
See, and now look at it.
Little
Advantage chef. It's fat flat again. Now I think this is kind of a small onion, so I think
we probably, I think you're right.
no.
Just take it out with my hands.
Yeah, or just
Look at that ocean.
Now this is the one thing you never want to do. You never want to have a knife in the air towards you. Okay, so this is a big no-no, and especially in the insurance agent. This is why liability for somebody like me
It's so
with
high.
inside people that are coming in is so high. Right?
And then we do our little there. Okay, and then we're stopping right here. Oh man, I have kids, you can tell, because this is small pieces.
There you go.
Okay, we'll go with 2, or go crazy.
Go ahead.
Oh.
There you go, perfect. Wow, that's good.
That's a good one.
That's good.
All right. Holy moly, this is going to be very diced. I'm just saying. We're kind of gross. We are, just like professionals.
Yeah, you guys are doing great. Remember what we're gonna do? We're gonna flop it down, right? Yep.
And then we could kind of do,
Yeah, if there's some, don't worry about it.
we're not wasting.
Nope. That's another big thing I really try to show people. You know, people think that it's so expensive to cook or to eat, but they're wasting 30%. Don't.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Perfect. Wow, look at this, like, rock. This is gonna up your whole game in your
Oh, yeah.
series now.
Mm-hmm.
Part of the reason that we heat the pan off is, like I said, normally we would have like a stainless or we'd have a cast iron type pan, and what we want to do is we want to heat up that metal, okay, and when metal heats it expands, and so when it expands it opens, so then if we wait for that and then we put the oil in, it goes into the pan. And so one, we have less sticking because we're gonna have things under our food. Two, if it says to coat the bottom of the pan, if you put oil in that cold pan, you're gonna use a lot of oil, right? Because when it's hot, it's gonna spread out more. And three, this is more of our society, we'll put the pan on, we'll put the oil in the pan, and then you'll say, oh, you get a text, you go over here, your kid calls you, and then suddenly your smoke detector's going off, everything's going off. So at least we only have a hot pan, we don't have the oil in it, right? Okay, so you put that on, when you start feeling a little bit of heat there, then we're going to use avocado oil. So avocado oil is a healthy oil for us. One of the biggest things that the biggest culprit in their diet is the fats and oils that they're using. Okay, that is the biggest, and that's actually the biggest problem with takeout food or prepared food or things like that. And it's something that people don't pay enough attention to. So for cooking, we want something high heat, high smoke point, right? Smoke point when it starts smoking. And avocado oil is a really good one. It's about 510.
So all the olive oil I cook with at home should...
No, use that for your salad dressings and for things like that. I mean,
But
you
not
should
so
have
much
not for
when I'm
cooking.
doing cooking. Okay.
The olive oils that say they're for cooking are refined, and so once they refine them, you're not getting the benefits. So you're buying that olive oil because you think it's a health halo. You think that you're getting all these
Healthy,
benefits,
yeah.
you know, but you're not. When it comes to beef, the bigger thing is how the cow is raised. Okay? Because how the cow is raised, you're eating that meat. They're not made to eat grains. Their stomach is not made to eat grain, and so when they eat grain, they get inflamed. And if you have an inflamed cow, they kill it and they give you the meat, you're eating inflamed meat. So that's what's causing problems. So it's not red meat that's bad for us in general, it's what type of red meat. And it has actually been shown that grass-fed beef has more omega-3 fatty acids and good things than some plants. All right, I think we're good. I can just smell it.
So we just do, you said,
more.
well, she said it's good fat, so we could do,
We gotta coat the bottom.
oh, it's gonna coat. What do you think? A little more? Good?
Now, how are you gonna put that in?
You know, I'm just gonna kind of
Think
throw it
about
up in
this
the air and think, no, I was probably gonna just do it close
Is
to
there
the
a right
pan
answer?
so it doesn't
Okay,
splatter.
the only thing I'm just gonna say is a lot of times people will do this because they wanna watch the food, but then it'll splatter up at you.
Right.
So if you go this way,
Right,
and
if
then
it
you're
splatters,
behind
it's
it, if it
going that
splatters,
way.
it's gonna come in your bowl, right?
Okay.
It's not gonna hit you.
Gotcha.
So, you know, again, to be safe for those insurance claims,
Right.
right? We don't wanna get grease in our
I
face.
like it.
That's all you're gonna do. So you're gonna get it, try to brown it. And then on the electric, what you do have to watch is you have to stay
Keep
on the burner.
fire.
My
Keep
husband
sliding.
does that all the time. I'm like, you're not on the burner.
You're not actually cooking anything.
Okay, so we're gonna put him in charge of that. We're gonna get our seasoning.
All right, so I think I know how to do this now, but you might have I'm sure you have the proper technique. You just kind of, oh, you smash it first?
Well, you don't smash, you just use, so this part, that's why we call this a chef knife. It's very versatile.
Okay.
So we're gonna put that there and we're just gonna push until we hear a crack.
Okay.
All right, well, I did smash it quite a bit, but sometimes it doesn't smash it all the way. There actually is something called smashed garlic, and that's where you get your frustration to go when you smash it really hard, and then you just put it in whole like this and it infuses, but on this one, we're gonna cut it.
Oh, gosh.
There you go, I heard it.
All right.
So now what you're gonna do is you're actually going to cut this in half, so you're going to cut this in half this way.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
All right, got it.
Okay, and then you're gonna put these flat, so advantage, see this is an advantage, this is advantage garlic, right? So we're gonna do that, and make sure that's flat, and then you're gonna cut those into little strips.
Pretty thin on that, that's good, thinner the
It
better.
doesn't matter. You know, we're gonna have this in for a long time, so we don't have to get this really fine.
Okay.
Why is garlic sticky? That's just
That's actually the oils in there, and that's what's helping.
garlic press. You lose all that.
Right, you lose that. And you instead of cleanly cutting with a sharp knife, you start bruising, and when you bruise, it's a different flavor. There's two compounds in like a clove of garlic that's just here. And when we cut the garlic, as soon as we release those oils, those two chemicals are released and they combine for a third chemical. The third chemical is the one that we want for health heart. Eating it whole is not going to help you. You need to have it chopped. And then it needs to sit here about 10 minutes to build that up. All right, so now we're going to measure all these other spices into the same little container here.
Okay.
Oh, good, it fits in there. They're
Nice.
nice though.
Now,
Yeah, you can over
Just-
whatever. Yeah.
yeah,
You guys like
we
heat, I'm sure
heat.
you
Let's
like
throw a little extra chili powder. So there's
I like a little
one,
kick.
2.
And then we're gonna do the cumin.
Mm.
Now, what did you notice about that when you did that?
Sweet.
It smells.
Yeah.
Most of the spices in your cabinet go around and smell them because they're probably so old they have no life left in them.
Oh, good.
You know, people will spend like $100 on all these ingredients for a fancy meal, and then they go grab the jar of spices that's been in there for a year, and it ruins the whole dish because you have no flavor.
Right.
So
So they do expire.
about every 6 months you should be doing these.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
All right, good. I brought some chipotle chili, so that one's gonna have a little bit of smokiness to it, and that'll be some heat too. So you can just use the one or the other, but
Where do you get this packaged like this?
well, those I have. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I used to have those. So.
Okay.
Did you package those yourself?
Yep. Yeah. I like a company called Frontier, and so I can get bulk spices from them, and then I would package them because people wanted just a little bit of spice.
So-
You can smell that one's a little spicy. So 1.5 to 1.
Oh, that smells good.
So maybe we'll just start with the. Yeah.
Now this is, can we do, you know, the cinnamon challenge?
That's all good. You can do that.
That'll be the end of the.
We're just doing one of these, right?
Yeah.
Okay, boom.
Yep.
I love
Okay.
this stuff.
Okay, and then cinnamon, you know that, speaking of cinnamon, right? There are two kinds of cinnamon. This is actually the cassia cinnamon, which is the more traditional kind that has a stronger flavor and is what you're more used to. There's also a cinnamon called Ceylon cinnamon, and that actually is better for health. Like if you're one of those people that does a half teaspoon or a teaspoon of cinnamon a day for health, like in your yogurt or your smoothie, you should be using the Ceylon. Because if you use too much of this, it can tax the liver, so, yeah, so.
So we're just doing a half of
But
this.
for
right?
cooking, I like this. Yeah.
Half a teaspoon.
Yep, and that kind of just, that sweetness kind of just blends in with everything else.
Yep. Now when do we salt and pepper? At the end or the beginning?
You
Does
know,
it make a
normally
difference?
I like to salt at the end because our other ingredients might, the thing with salt is it goes into the dish and it kind of disappears. So when you cook with it too much, you're gonna build up a lot of salt in the dish. So we're going to now, we're gonna add that and we're gonna cook that until fragrant. So
Okay.
we're stirring.
So,
Now, this is what we call blooming. So you're gonna stir. So why do you think we would call this blooming?
It's blooming like a flower and I can smell
Right,
it all
when
come
a
up, right?
flower
I would
smells,
say it sounds
when,
like
when it blooms, it smells, right? So what do you think that
saw
it's
that.
doing for the recipe?
marrying all of the flavors and the scents.
And it's bringing out the flavor, right?
can smell it,
Spices
right?
then have essential oils,
Yeah.
so it's bringing out those oils. And you always want to bloom in a pan that doesn't have any liquid. You want that to hit that hot pan. So a lot of people, when they make chili, they put like the liquid in the tomatoes, and then they start putting the chili powder or the cumin, and then they don't get the bang for the buck.
Yeah.
And so this will help with those old spices too, to bring on a little more of that flavor. Now,
Gotcha.
if you put something in, you don't smell anything, we're in trouble.
Yeah.
So we'll put, we need about a cup of broth. So this is about 3, so a little bit, about half of that.
Okay. Yep. Oh, let's just see where it's at. I'll put my thumb, this is a little trick. You put your thumb halfway,
that's a trick or is that
and then you just don't.
We need to get our sweet potatoes, yes, we gotta get our sweet potatoes cut.
All right.
And then we can put our tomatoes in there too, so.
I used to hate, absolutely despise sweet potatoes.
Uh-huh.
In the last 12 months, I think my taste buds have changed because now I absolutely love them.
You know, a lot of times too, when we start liking something that we didn't like before, it's sometimes our body's way of telling us that we need something. Because like your body might be, you know, you're low in something, and suddenly when you taste that, it goes, wow, you know, this is exactly what we need. And so it kind of signals to the brain, have them give us more of this. I actually craved Brussel sprouts for years. I had to like have them every night. My husband's like, oh, Brussel sprouts again. And I ended up getting diagnosed with a vitamin K deficiency. And Brussels sprouts are high in vitamin K.
Interesting.
So
Yep.
cravings are not bad. You just gotta, you know,
Know where
listen
it's
to them, and you gotta do it healthily, right? You can't like
Right, like you're craving a Butterfinger, it doesn't mean your body needs more Butterfinger.
But it might be something in there, right?
Sugar.
See these here, this brown on here,
Yep.
that's actually either caused from a chill injury, which a lot of produce is chill injury because when it's transported, the trucks are not that regulated, and so it gets too cold or too hot, or it's bruising. Anytime like with produce and you're sitting here and you're feeling it and all this, you don't think you're doing anything, but you could be causing bruising down. That's like with the avocado when you get that brown stuff, it's because somebody was squeezing the avocado before it was right.
The old ladies at the grocery store
Sharpen,
just
you know, don't
touching
squeeze
everything.
avocado, don't squeeze
Come on.
avocado. All right, so now, how do you think we're going to cut this?
Ooh, I would guess long ways, like kind of like how we did the onion in strips, or no? I don't know. Jake, you're the answer man today.
I'm gonna say,
She didn't say anything, so I'm wrong.
that way first, so lengthwise,
See, that's what I said.
lay them both flat.
Okay, now, think about cutting this in half, okay? So you have this knife, cutting this in half.
It's a lot.
That's gonna be kind of a struggle, isn't it?
Right, he lifts weights.
No, but I mean, you know, it's not so much the strength, it's our mind. You know, we gotta think, we're gonna have to think a lot about that, right? We're gonna have to like kind of get this and move it. What's another way we can do it to make it a little like less thought?
Start this way?
Yeah, we can cut that in half, right? And then we have a much smaller piece to deal with.
Okay.
And then we can probably just go like this, right?
So we're gonna go,
Cut in half, right?
ooh,
Oh,
A lot tougher than you thought.
said put the
Yep,
tomatoes in
put
now,
those
right?
yep.
okay, so this is obviously rolling, so you want it,
Good. Half inch piece.
was that a,
No,
you're
you're
doing
good.
it wrong, or is
No,
that
you're
a?
good. You're good. I just think it's funny how he always has to curl his hands up, so I just don't. All right, let's see. Okay, now you're gonna take one at a time. We're gonna cut that into strips. There you go.
Okay,
Even, so yeah, about half, no more than a half an inch, so. Now you can turn them the other way and cut them nice and small.
alright, so potatoes always take long to cut, right?
You see, because if we try to do this, what's gonna happen?
Oh,
We
they
think
do,
it's gonna
yeah.
save us time, but that's when you get frustrated, that's when you cut yourself, that's when everything else. So, you know, just break it down into smaller bits, slow down to speed up.
I'm so all over the place with those cuts.
That's right.
Just like that.
Oh, dang.
My husband loves that. It's great on salmon or
Oh my
steak.
gosh. That's like,
He always says when he puts it in stuff that it tastes like a campfire smells.
I can see that.
Yeah, some of the smoke salts are very artificial, so they're kind of nasty, but that's actually nice to see.
oh my gosh.
Did you see some?
Yeah, I ate too much, it's very salty, but
Well, his salt.
I was not paying attention, I was too busy tasting smoky salts. I'm doing really small, is this too small?
No, we need to.
Basically, if you're tasting the chili, if you can't chew the potato, it's Jake's. If you can, it's mine.
See, I didn't go to chef school. I went to, engineering school. I did go. I took an intensive class at the chopping block for a week, and then I have a culinary nutrition certification. So that's when I learned how to really, tie in the health benefits. But I wasn't going to go back to school. I went to Northwestern, and I was a junior, and I really wanted to drop out and go to Kendall College, which is a chef college. But I got my engineering degree, and it really helps me on how I think because cooking is a lot about the mind. And actually, the first lesson that they teach you in chef school is called mise en place, which means everything in place. So it's getting organized. It's marking your recipe. Prep is 80% of the time, and at home, if we can do a little bit of that, so
Holy
that's
cow, these
good.
are definitely
Good.
More better, much more
More better, more better.
Great.
That's
framework.
what-
We're gonna add our sweet potatoes.
Okay, same thing,
Yeah,
we'll just
exactly,
fry.
put that in there, right?
I'm now really noticing the chunk size difference. And to your point, yeah, Rob's are gonna cook a lot quicker than mine. I'll like mine al dente.
Okay, we're gonna wait a little bit on that.
Wait on the beans? Okay. I saw it said where if it was organic, you could put the juice in there too.
Yeah, so what it is on beans, beans are a great thing for protein and it's easy to do, but the problem is most beans, like if you go and get just a normal can of beans, there's 2 preservatives in there. There's one for the color and there's one to keep them firm. And those are both not good for us. They're disruptors in our body. So when you get an organic can of beans, it should
Just
be
sea
just
salt and water.
prepared black beans, water, and sea salt. So when you're looking at this, that's all you want. If you see something like EDTA or some kind of chemical, even if it says all natural, it's not good for you. The other thing is this says sea salt, which is good. If it's just salt, it's iodized salt. It's these little things, you know, so many people are so great at cleaning up their diet and they think they're doing all the things, but they're still not seeing the results. And that's where these little things, like your coffee creamer, you know, if you don't think you're using that much, but if every day you're using a quarter cup of coffee creamer and it has gums in it and preservatives and stuff, that adds up.
That's why I just drink black coffee.
Yeah.
How to be wrapped. Step 1, you wake up and you chug excellence in the form of a rock star or monster. Step 2, you crack another one, you chug it.
2 bangs in the morning. Shove it.
Those things are actually going to kill him.
Yeah, no,
Yes.
I'm worried about his health.
If we have this, right, that liquid is all just from the beans. That liquid is actually called Aqua Fapa. And they use it in vegan cooking a lot. Like they use the chickpea or the garbanzo bean Aqua Fapa and they whip it. It can whip up just like an egg white.
So it's
Or like
not,
a
that's
meringue.
not just
Yeah,
water?
like a meringue. It's the bean juice. So when you cook
Did you know
beans,
that?
this is very thick and it has the protein in there, right? And so this is going to add flavor and thickness to our soup.
Nice.
Now if you're buying the other one or something, then you do have to rinse it. Okay, so we'll pour that in there. So I just like it because it, you know,
Oh, yeah.
and especially like if you're making a bean
Aqua
soup.
Fapa.
The word of the day.
Word of the day. So that's it? We're done? Are we gonna add, we'll add some smoked salt at the end?
Right,
if we
right,
want
and
to,
after
or-
it's all done, then you'll
Okay.
taste it, add salt, pepper, whatever you want to do. And
Awesome.
then you're good. Or more broth if we need it.
Nice.
No, it is skill oriented more, you know, like the knife skills, things like that, from scratch type food. Like Saturday, I'm doing a cook along actually through a library in New Carlisle, and we're making minestrone soup. So we're gonna have all our ingredients, so I'll teach them how to cut each thing. And then I have, you know, my camera, so they're seeing what I'm doing. We have the stove, and then, you know, they have their camera on, and I can see them, and then we kind of go through that, and they're in their own kitchen. Throughout that, just like we have today, we talk about different ingredients, different things, whatever questions they have. So it's not like just, oh, I want to cook and I'm competing against something else. We're trying to get education while we're doing it. But the way I teach is I pretty much just, as I'm cooking, I'm telling you exactly what's going through my head, because it's probably going through your head, but nobody else will tell you that. And refrigerating them and reheating them, it actually reduces the starch.
That was the door, it wasn't the.
Oh.
Yeah, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't the smoke
Saying
detector.
Nothing's in the oven.
Let's
Check
take
it.
that out, let's see.
Oh, boy.
Do we have some tasting spoons,
Oh,
Rob?
yes, we do.
Tasting spoons.
Well, is that the
Get a
same thing?
whole
as in the
hand, get a
whole
whole handful of them. All right, so let's lift that lid off. Let's see how soft our sweet potatoes are. Ooh, looks good. Find the biggest piece of potato
spoon? Okay.
and see
Well,
if it's tender.
I know it's got Jake's initials on it. This one's pretty big.
Blow. Right. Very hot.
Crunchy?
No?
Soft. Okay, good. Okay, now our seasoning, we'll just put our use spice. A little spicy. No, I didn't control the spicy.
What happened?
It's got some good spice to it. I wasn't ready for it and I swallowed.
Okay. What do you think? You need a little salt in there?
What'd you taste?
I mean, I always love a little salt plus that smoky salt.
Yeah.
Is, I think.
So let's put a little bit of the smoked
Pretty
salt in there.
fantastic.
Did that smoked salt help?
I feel like so, a little bit.
We need more now.
I mean,
That's good.
I think it's really good.
Probably a little bit more.
I might salt my own a little bit
Just
more.
put a little bit more.
But,
Just so you see what the difference is.
yeah.
All the online that you're doing, could it be, you know, I myself just, you know, log in and you do a, you know, I go out to the store, get the recipe, come back, and then kind of do it as a.
Yeah, I do too. I do like the live classes where everybody's
Okay.
doing it together. But I found that people really like the pre-recorded. So I have probably, I've probably done over 100 recipes where
Oh, wow.
I just have the cameras on me and I just
Yeah.
cook and talk. And so in 20 minutes, you can have like a full cooking class video. We have individual classes that we have for people, but then I have a membership. So I have a monthly membership called the Kitchen Prescription because I
Oh, nice,
try
yeah.
to do the healthy things. But that's where those members have all of access to all those videos. They have a complete knife skills class. I have like 18 videos on knife cut. So there's like 3 or 4 minute ones showing how to cut each thing. And then, like I said, we just started my new program this year is the fundamentals of healthy cooking. So they're gonna have access to that module, that course for, ever, but we have 12 weeks of group support to start. So we have a group like call where we just kind of talk about things, and then every week we have a cook along. Last week we made minestrone soup. This week we're doing roast chicken. We'll be doing sauteing, braising as we go through the lessons. The best thing is my website, mrsdornbergs.com, or my Facebook page, Mrs. Dornberg. I also have a group page, Eat Well to Be Well. So in that page, I share a lot of tips and recipes. This week, they had a challenge of trying to eat 3 1-cup servings of vegetables. So that's their challenge. And then, we talk about different ways to get the vegetables in. What are the benefits of getting more vegetables in our diet, things like that. So, I try to really get people to be active. So many people want to be healthy and I want to eat more vegetables, I want to do this, but they're not doing it, right? And you just got to take that leap and start. There is no perfect time. Well, I'll wait until after this or that. No, you just got to do it.
Yeah.
And everybody's got time issues. Everybody's got budget issues. It's never going to go away. You got to just start doing it. And if anything, the last 2 years have shown us we got to be more healthy.
Oh yeah.
And that's what's going to keep us going. We got to keep, ourselves, going.
Well, we would normally get you to do our tagline for the show,
I was
but,
just
so it goes like this. Cooking is hard, insurance doesn't have to be, but
Cooking's easy.
But cooking is easy for yourself.
Insurance is hard.
So yes, so she's gonna say this, but she really means insurance is hard, and for her, insurance is hard and cooking is easy. So.
That's why we stay in our zone.
Right.
And I stay in the cooking and you stay in the insurance.
Right. Cooking is hard,
Insurance doesn't have to be.